Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Today we are making nacho fries, but this time with sweet potatoes. Why? Because sweet potatoes are what we had in the house today. But also, sweet potatoes are lower on the glycemic index. So if you're not wanting to spike your blood sugar with white potatoes, you can always swap it for sweet potatoes and it'll be just as good. All right, so we're gonna start with our seasonings. We've got some garlic powder, crushed red pepper, cayenne pepper, allspice, sea salt, bay leaves, onion powder, cinnamon, smoked paprika, chili powder. Okay, and then we have some fresh grated cheddar cheese. We also have some shredded lettuce. And then we've got a couple of sauces, some hot sauce and taco sauce. All right, and then of course we've got our sweet potatoes, followed by our ground beef. And of course we've got some cilantro, green onion, black beans, Greek yogurt instead of sour cream for a little added protein. And then we've got cornstarch to make potatoes a little extra crispy. And then of course our sliced jalapenos, fresh jalapenos. So that is everything. Guys, I did some prep work ahead of time. I will say if you can grate your own cheese, go ahead and grate it. I promise it's worth it. Like the store-bought bagged shredded cheese has some added potato starch or cellulose on it to prevent it from caking up. But you don't want that because it doesn't melt as well. So if you can shred your own cheese, go ahead and do that. Next thing we're gonna do is cut our potatoes, our sweet potatoes, in like fry shapes. So I'm just gonna cut the little ends off and start by cutting these in half. I like to kind of do it like this. It's a little easier to cut. Ooh. If you see any weird looking spots, you can go ahead and cut those off. I like to keep the skin on because it adds a little extra vitamins, and I just like the crispness of potato skin. But if you want, you can cut that off as well. But we're just going through looking for any weird spots that we might want to cut. Okay, that should be pretty good. All right, next I'm gonna cut this in half. All right, now we're gonna start slicing in fry shapes. The cool thing about this is actually, we're not gonna deep fry them. We are going to put this in the air fryer with just a little bit of oil, a little bit of cornstarch, and I promise you they'll be really crispy, but lower calorie than deep frying it because we're not using as much oil. By the way, I have my oven already preheated to 450. We're gonna use this at the very end, really just to melt the cheese on top of the fry-chos. But for now, let me grab this big bowl. We are gonna take our sweet potato fries, throw it in here. I'm actually gonna fill this up halfway and then season it and oil it and then finish filling it up just to make sure it's evenly coated. Since we have so many, we'll grab some oil. Want our seasonings to stick. This is a little bit of avocado oil. You don't need much, but just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit of cornstarch. Okay. All right, now we're gonna start adding seasonings. So, what we got over here? I like to use garlic powder. Cinnamon, just a little bit. When I'm doing plain sweet potato fries, I like to use a lot of cinnamon, but I don't want these to be extra sweet since we're going for the savory vibe right now. I'm gonna use a little bit of smoked paprika. Actually, a lot of smoked paprika. Ooh. That smoky flavor. Salt. And a little bit of cayenne, okay? And guess what? We are gonna shake this up, get it evenly coated. Yeah. Ooh, okay, so now we're gonna add more. Rest of these. Do the same thing. Spray some oil. Get it all up in there. A little bit of corn starch. Not too much. And now we're gonna season again. So I'm gonna go in with my salt. A little paprika, smoky paprika, cayenne. Smells really good. Garlic. Where's our garlic powder? Here it is. Garlic powder. And cinnamon. Just a little bit. Boom. Okay. I'm gonna spray a little more oil. Maybe a couple more sprays. Boom. And then we are gonna close this up and shake it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty evenly coated. You might even spray, if you see any like super white spots from the cornstarch, just spray a little more oil. You're still not using as much oil as you would use if you're frying it, so it's still gonna be pretty low calorie. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is put these in the air fryer. We are gonna keep an eye on them, but we're gonna set a timer for 15 minutes. If you need a little more time, go a little longer, but we're gonna start with 15 minutes. That should be good. So depending on what kind of air fryer you have, if you have a basket, then you will need to flip if it's just one layer of fries and then just kind of go from there. I've got a few layers, so it's getting cooked evenly on all sides, so I'm not necessarily gonna flip, but I will rotate, okay? So if one's at the top, you know, halfway through, I'm gonna move it to the bottom, or, you know, 5 minutes in or so, and just kind of rotate to make sure they're all cooked evenly. And you wanna get them as crispy as you want them. I like mine a little crispy, but reminder, we're gonna throw these in the oven for like 5 minutes, so you don't wanna overcook them. But yeah, 15 minutes should be pretty good. All right, so if you've noticed, I spread it out so that they're not toppled on each other. You wanna do that. You don't wanna stack them on top of each other. You wanna separate it as much as possible so that it can get as crispy as possible. Otherwise, it's not gonna get as crispy. Now our air fryer is preheated. So I'm gonna start popping these in. So we actually did end up with 3 layers. So I'm gonna do a couple different rotations throughout the 15 minutes. But you do what works for your air fryer, okay? Boom. So I like to multitask. Now that these fries are in, we wanna go ahead and get our beans going and our meat going. I think I'll go ahead and start with the beans and set them on low to simmer. If you have fresh beans, use them. If you have canned beans, use them. I had a can of beans, okay? So I am going to go ahead and put this in with some water and a bay leaf. I'm gonna start with probably about a cup of water. Yeah, a cup of water looks pretty good. Okay, we're gonna throw a bay leaf in there. Boom. Anytime I make beans or rice, I like to throw a bay leaf in. All right, now we're gonna start seasoning. So I am gonna put some onion powder, a little salt, and we're also gonna set this on low, okay? You can be as generous as you want with the seasonings. All right, so we got our crushed red pepper, a little garlic powder, and I'm gonna add some tapatio to these beans. All right, a little more. Okay, so we've got this on low to simmer while everything else is cooking. I'm gonna give it a little stir. And set the top on it. There you go, and just let it simmer. That's it. So, grass-fed beef, 85-15, or you can do 80-20. For this, you want a little fat. Could do the lean 90-95, but it doesn't have as much flavor. We're going with the 85-15 today. And also, it's grass-fed and on sale at Aldi, so that's what we're going with. By the way, since this beef is a little fattier, it makes its own fat. So I'm not gonna add any oil to the pan. If I was using a leaner cut of meat, I would, but we're not gonna need it. Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't know about you, but I like to keep grocery bags and recycle them, double them as bags to put your meat packages in after you use the meat to cook. And then you just close it. One, it keeps it from stinking in your trash can, and it keeps the blood from like spilling everywhere, and it's a nice way to recycle. I don't know, my mom grew up doing this, so I do it too. But hey, we're saving the environment one bag at a time. If you're gonna use a plastic bag, keep it. You might use it for something else. So now we're gonna season our beef. Trust me on this, a little bit of allspice. I'm turn this heat down a little bit. All right. We want chili powder. If you have a taco, a pack of your favorite taco seasoning, you can use that too, or we can just kind of throw it together here. Smoked paprika, onion powder, be very generous, and garlic powder and salt, okay? You want to brown this beef, and then we're going to add a little water. I don't know why I'm yelling, in case you can't hear me. While this is cooking, look, I'm going to switch this. I know we're multitasking here, but we have to, so you don't burn anything up. So we're going to switch this bottom to the top, top to the bottom. The middle is just gonna stay where it's at for now. We might end up cooking the middle a little longer when we take the other ones out. We'll see. Just depends. brown it all the way. What is this doing here? Okay, once it's brown, what we want to do is add a little water. I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of water. We'll see if we need more, but we're going to start there. Also, this is going to help deglaze your pan. So you know how in the taco packet, it's like you brown it, you add your seasoning, and then you add a little bit of water? That's basically what we're doing. And look, the pan's deglazing. Because we don't want it to be dry. We want the flavors to marinate. Matter of fact, this oven cooks very hot. Or the stove. I think I'm going to turn this heat off. Taste it as you go. In case you need to add anything else. Once it's done, go ahead and taste it. See if you need to add any more salt or other spices. Let me see here. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a spoon and taste it, make sure it's right. That's really good. Okay. That's perfect. I'm going to take it off the heat completely. And guess what? Matter of fact, we're going to check on our fries. All right, so I had them in here for 15 minutes. Because we had more fries than what we sometimes cook for this, I'm going to put it on longer. It's going to need longer, okay? So I'm going to put it for another 10 minutes and keep an eye on it. Right now, you know what? I'm going to switch the top with the middle. So we're rotating. Okay. We're also going to check on our beans. So let's take a look at that. Like I said, we're multitasking. That's how it is. Okay. You want to taste your beans too. Make sure it's got the flavors you want. But we have so many other flavors going on. We don't want to do too much, but just making sure it's right. I might turn this heat up just a little bit higher than medium, and then put the top back on. And now we wait. Gonna taste the beans. They're hot. The broth is good. Ooh, spicy. It's got a kick. Yep. That's good. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna put this top back on. Turn this. Actually, I'm gonna turn this heat off because that's gonna continue to cook since the stove is electric. Last thing we're waiting for is the fries, sweet potato fries. You know what? I'm gonna do another rotation here. Pretty much everything we've used today is fresh, minus I did use a can of beans because that's what we had. But, I mean, we chopped our own lettuce, we shredded our own cheese, we chopped our own veggies. Like I said, we're using Greek yogurt instead of sour cream for a little added protein. But if you want to use sour cream, you can. But like I said, going for a little higher protein here. Sweet potatoes, again, because they're lower on the glycemic level, and also that is what we have. Sweet potatoes are in season right now, so they're very much on sale pretty much any grocery store you go to, so that's kind of nice. And yeah, we use grass-fed beef, okay? Fatty beef, it's got nutrients in it, so we used an 85-15. We didn't need to add oil to the pan. It makes its own grease, right? Because it's a fatty cut of meat. And also, We didn't have to use a lot of oil for the sweet potato fries because we're air frying it. You could also do this in the oven, but to me they get crispier in the air fryer, okay? So it's a little healthier because we're not deep frying our French fries. We're getting them crispy, basically baking it in the air fryer, okay? And yeah, beans, pretty simple, easy to throw together for a dinner. If you're craving some loaded fries, right? Basically, that's loaded fries or nachos, but this is a healthier version of it, okay? If you're craving potato skins, you can even add bacon to this to go for a little more potato skin kind of vibe, but we're going for more of a fried nacho kind of vibe. So, all right, so now that we've crumpled up our parchment paper, I just want you to know it's easier to manipulate the shape of the parchment paper. So if you want it to lay a certain way, it's just easier when you crumple it up like that. So our potato fries are done. Yeah. So, you know what? Let me grab this spoon so I don't burn myself. The spoon is actually kind of hot. We are going to lay these out on the parchment paper. Try to get them so they're not crumpled on top of each other. Just spread them out as much as you can. Okay. All right, so next we are going to add the ground beef. Like I said, you can use bacon, you can use chicken, turkey, whatever you want for your protein. I'm probably gonna use about half this ground beef on here and then save the rest in a container. We can use it for something else throughout the week. But for this, we'll do it like this. Okay. All right. And then we're gonna add our cheese. Now you're not gonna add your veggies on top because we don't need to put those in the oven. We want those cool and crisp. So we do want the cheese to melt, and it's not gonna go in the oven long, so we don't wanna overcook it, okay? Everything's technically cooked. We're just going for a melty cheese. So I've got my oven on 450, and we're really just gonna put it in there, pop it in there for about maybe 5 minutes, just until the cheese is melted and gets how you like it. You can brown it a little bit, but again, you don't wanna overcook it, so. I love cheese, so I'm gonna use a lot. Might be a good time to say, if you enjoy these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe to Morganic Essentials. Shout out to my amazing husband behind the camera.
Calvin, can we watch it?
We do this to try to give people healthy options of what to do. Some people are saying it's expensive to eat healthy or it's hard to make a healthy meal, but it's really not. You just gotta, figure out how to use your resources, and you can make healthier versions of food you like to order at restaurants or out to eat at fast food, and just do it at home. Just do a little bit of different version of it. So that's what we're trying to show you guys. So I hope you like it. Comment below if you have tried this recipe and what you think. All right, so next thing, we are gonna pop this in the oven, all right? Just for a few minutes. All right, so 5 minutes is up. These look perfect. Okay. All right, so we are at my favorite part, which is tasting it. So I'm just going to grab a little bit here, put it on my plate, and we're gonna try it. All right, and I'm just gonna add a few little toppings so that we get the full experience here. Let me see, what do I wanna add first? Add a little bit of lettuce, shredded lettuce. A little shredded lettuce here. A little onion, green onion. Yeah. Okay, a little jalapeno. Yeah. A dollop of Greek yogurt. Oh. A little bit of cilantro. Cilantro. Boom. This looks good, right? And then I am gonna add a little bit of taco sauce. Yes, this is Taco Bell sauce, don't judge me. My favorite one is actually the fire sauce, but we have the hot today. That's okay. It's still good, just a little bit. No, it's not clean, but you can add whatever hot sauce you want if you want. All right, here we go. Let's taste it. Let me get a bite with a little bit of everything. Great. Oh, lost an onion. Onion down. Yes, here we go. Big bite. See? Mm-hmm. Mm. Ooh. And that kick from the jalapeno, I love it. Guys, make this at home. If you are craving fast food, restaurant style loaded fries, oh my God. Nacho fries, literally this is a cleaner, healthier version you can make from home, and it's cheaper. You can make a ton of this. This did not cost much. Like I said, sweet potatoes are on sale right now because they're in season. All these are fresh. Oh my God, I didn't even add any black beans. Give me just a sec. Wait, let me add some black beans. Okay, now we're gonna do another taste with the black beans. This is so good. Get out my fork. Here we go. The beans also add extra protein. This is so flavorful and fresh and delicious. Guys, make this at home. If you like this video, comment below. Let me know if you tried it out. Like and subscribe. And check out some of our other recipe videos. Just making delicious things in a healthier version, healthier way. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Peace.